Hey everybody, this is Randy Rodenhouse from Income Stacker. We're going to continue talking about private lending. Last time we talked about private lending in general. Today we're going to talk about a specific example, so we're going to call it Part B here. So let's take a look at that example. We just recently did this private loan, so I'm going to throw this one out there since it's fresh in my mind. The private loan was a rehabber that was looking for $20,000 to complete a fix and flip. They essentially just needed a roof and do some landscaping, etc. to complete the house. They had already purchased the property at $115,000 and had already done about $35,000 in renovations. And they had used all their cash for those two items, the purchase price and the renovations. And they were kind of tapped out, looking for enough money to wrap it up and sell the house and make some money. So they owed nothing. So if we looked at the after repaired value, it was around $215,000. Obviously, the loan to value was extremely low at less than 10%. The rehabber did not have great credit. The FICO was around 460. However, we did not care. It was, really a true asset-based loan where we're basing it on the loan to value was super low, and they had a lot of skin in the game. So no concerns there. Here's a couple pictures just to give you an idea of the house. It's a beautiful house, with a nice pool in the back. They had done some pretty nice rehabs on the property, and they wanted to complete it. So again, summarize, the after repaired value was around $215,000. They owed nothing, so we were going to loan them $20,000 at a nice low loan to value of 10%. Again, this is kind of unusual, but it was very much a no-brainer. The FICO was low, but again, we didn't care. So if we look at the negatives, really the only negative here was the credit score. And there was several positives, of course. The low loan to value. The rehabber had a lot of skin in the game, almost $150,000. Many of the renovations are already done, so we knew it wasn't going to take very long to get our money back. There was no liens or judgments on the house when we did a title search. The tax and insurance were paid up to date. Everything was good to go. So we were very confident in this loan for obviously many reasons. And the person was very communicative. They were talking on the phone, giving us updates, and that's always a good sign. So the loan terms were as follows. The loan was $20,000. They paid 12.5% per 6 months. They only really need the loan, they thought only 6 months or less. We did say, hey, look, minimum 6 months interest, so they had to pay 12.5% of that $20,000 in 6 months. We did allow them to accrue the interest and pay in full upon sale. Again, we don't do that all the time, but in this case, since it was such a low loan to value, we allowed that. So in essence, no matter what happens, they would pay us $22,500 when the property sells in that 6 month period. Of course, if it didn't, we'd have to do an extension or something. But so that would give us a good return on our money. We didn't charge any points. Again, we don't always do that, but again, with this low loan to value, we did that for this particular rehabber. The rehabber pays for the broker's price opinion. They would have to pay for the title policy and the closing cost. So again, they didn't have a whole lot into it left to finish up. They were excited to get it done, and they just couldn't find anybody that would say yes, which to me is amazing. So that just shows. Banks should jump all over this because it's a no-brainer, but they just have these criteria. And if they see a FICO like 460, forget it. So let's take a look at the results, meaning what did I get out of it? Well, I got $2,500 in 90 days. They were able to sell this house very quickly. They were able to fix it and sell it within 90 days when we gave the loan. So that was fantastic. They did a good job. Our annual return, if you do the math, was 50% because the fact that they did it in such a shortened time period. And again, they paid us $22,500 back in that 90 days. So we look at their results. The rehabber's profits were nice as well. Look, they had put in $115,000 in the purchase. They put in $55,000 in repairs, which included the $20,000 that we gave them. Again, the interest of $2,500 to us. They had to pay the closing cost, And so they are all in at $173,500. If you look at the sales price, they were able to get a little above, right? They got 220. The after repair value was 215, so that was good. And so they sold it at a premium. And if you subtract out the cost and the commissions and all that stuff, they made roughly $32,000. They were very happy, and now they're looking at another property that we might finance as well. So this is a great thing for both parties. And it just shows you that you can make some, nice money doing these things at a very low risk. So with that being said, if you get a chance, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have a question or a comment or a subject you want for us to discuss, shoot an email to randy@incomestacker.com, and we'll see you on the next video.